Are you looking to take the guesswork out of dinner? HelloFresh positions itself to be a meal delivery service that sends you all the ingredients you need to cook delicious meals at home. It claims it can be a great way to get dinner on the table quickly and easily. There are some things you should know before you sign up. In this Panda quick review of HelloFresh, we'll take a look at the pros and cons of the service and whether or not it's right for you. The selection of the number of meals and meal types was impressive. Upon signing up, you configure how many meals you want and for how many people. You also choose a combination of types of meals you get. Our options were meat and veggies, veggie, family friendly, fit and wholesome, quick and easy, pork free, pescatarian, for 2 to 6 meals with portions for 2 or 4 people. We were really impressed with how well everything was packed in an insulated box, with all the meat items placed under large ice packs underneath the produce. Everything felt fresh and seemed to be properly chilled throughout its journey to our studio. The produce and meat were cold to the touch and arrived in great condition. Upon opening the box, we looked over all the contents and immediately transferred them into the fridge. We didn't worry that any of the ingredients had gone bad before we had a chance to cook with them. There was one small packing issue, which we'll touch on later, that didn't affect the quality of the food. The recipe cards provided beautiful pictures of what each dish was supposed to look like and clear steps on how to prepare them. A couple of our reviewers were tasked with preparing 2 of the meals. Both reviewers were able to successfully follow the recipes and produced meals that tasted great and looked very similar to the provided pictures on the recipe cards, a real testament to how easy the recipes are to follow. Even if you're not an experienced cook, you'll be able to make these meals with no problem. We also loved that we could hold onto the recipe cards and cook them later with store-bought ingredients, or even improvise new recipes using those provided tried and true recipes as a base. Overall, we thought the price was reasonable. Our first box was over 60% off, a deal HelloFresh is currently running for first-time customers. We configured our box for 5 meals for 2 people, and after our first box deal expired, it came out to roughly $8.90 per person, not including the $9.99 delivery. That is potentially cheaper than buying all the ingredients on your own, especially if you want the variety of dishes that HelloFresh has to offer, and most definitely cheaper than eating out. And while we're on the topic of saving money, if you're looking for a fun date night activity, cooking a HelloFresh recipe together is a great money-saving option. The recipes are simple, fun, and straightforward, so you can focus on spending time with your date instead of worrying about the meal and all the prep work that goes with it. And at under $10 per portion, even if you buy yourselves a nice bottle of wine to go along with it, you will definitely be coming out ahead. Remember that small packing issue we mentioned earlier? We noticed that one or some of our meat packs were leaking. While not a huge issue as the meat was all packed at the bottom below the ice pack, separated from the veggies and produce, it was kind of gross that beef, or potentially pork, juices were leaking onto the other meat packages and potentially creating an opportunity for cross-contamination, especially if we had blindly threw everything into our fridge. While we were able to easily remedy this by rinsing and transferring all of the meat packets first into a Ziploc before placing them in the meat drawer in our fridge, we would have preferred that the meat packets were sealed completely on arrival. One thing we felt was missing was a macro counting matching tool. If you don't know what macro counting is, it is the practice of counting the daily amounts of the 3 primary macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, in your diet. We would have loved the ability to enter the desired daily macros into the meal planner and have it put together a meal plan for us. We feel this would make HelloFresh a far more attractive product for those serious about fitness and nutrition. A couple of our reviewers offered up the same question. While they felt the food tasted good, they questioned why couldn't they just make these dishes themselves without HelloFresh? The recipes are posted on the HelloFresh website, which is great, so conceivably you could just go down to the store and buy the ingredients yourself. And it really comes down to how much you love variety and how much you value your time. Which brings us to our conclusion. We found HelloFresh to be a great product. with good tasting food and super simple recipes that were easy to follow and prepare. We love not having to think about dinner and the fun activity for date night it provided. Is HelloFresh right for you? We say yes if you value variety, don't want to guess, or think about what to make for dinner next, and would appreciate all the time that it would save for you and your other priorities. So in conclusion, we're giving HelloFresh 3 out of 3 pandas. We were impressed by the simple, tasty, and easy to make recipes, the great meal selection, and reasonable price. Our only gripe was the lack of a macro-oriented meal planner and the small packing issue that we had. If you loved this Panda quick review and would love to see more reviews, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, let us know what other fun products you would like us to review in the comments below. Thanks!